Hello, y'all. This is Junior Rico. Welcome to another college football predictions. This time it's week 3. We're finally at week 3 of college football. Now, of course, as of now, I am watching the Bills and Dolphins game. So I will do that update on Sunday. Again, I will be doing my NFL updates from Thursday all the way to Sunday and all the way to Monday for NFL news. So that's going to be the one you're going to be keeping an eye on. So let's start with week 3 college football predictions. Let's start with tomorrow's games. Let's start with the 20th ranked team in the country, Arizona versus Kansas State, the 14th ranked team in the country, played at 8 p.m. on Fox. That is really interesting on Fox. Kansas State is favored by -7, and of course, this is their first big meeting in the Big 12. I'm going to go with Kansas State. I think you look at how they did. They're 2-0, of course. They want to show they can be contenders for that Big 12 title. It's a really good start for this team, for both teams, but I think Kansas State has the edge. I think they're going to go win it by 6. I think really close by 6. Also playing on tomorrow, UNLV taking on Kansas. That's a 7 p.m. game on ESPN. Kansas is favored by 9. I'm going to take that number. I'm going to put it up by 10. I'm going to say Kansas win it by 10 against UNLV. All right, let's go to Saturday games. Here are the big games we could expect to hear. 4th ranked team in the country, Alabama, traveling to Wisconsin. A big noon kickoff, which will start, I believe, at 10. And then the big game, 12 p.m. on Fox. Alabama's favored by -16. How about that? This is, of course, their big test on the road to Wisconsin. And if you're a Wisconsin Badgers fan, you're going to have to look at your football team. And, of course, maybe you might have to look at your head coach, Luke Fickell. This is a strong year for Alabama, of course, killing the Boars, now 2-0. But now can they go 3-0 against a good opponent in the Big Ten? Give you a reminder, Alabama is, 8-2 against Big Ten teams. So that is interesting to watch. So I'm going to go with Alabama, and I'm going to put that point up. I'm going to go Alabama wins it by 17 against Wisconsin. All right, let's get under. I will put this on the underdog game, but this was a good one. 16th ranked team in the country, LSU versus South Carolina. The Gamecocks are 2-0, taking on the 1-1 LSU Tigers. 12 p.m. Eastern on ABC, ESPN Plus. LSU is favored by -7. Now, this is where things get a little interesting. LSU is coming off, of course, a win. Do we need to worry about that? Nah. But now this is their first SEC game. And South Carolina, boy, South Carolina's starting off hot, 2-0. If they win this game, that's a big win in your home turf. Man, against LSU, that's going to be a real good opponent against them. But can South Carolina go take care of that business against LSU at home? I want to pick LSU, and I'm going to stick with it. I think LSU wins it really close. I'm going to say LSU wins it by 8. I really think it's a close game. I just think for South Carolina, if they're going to win this game, it's going to come down to their defense. Can you stop LSU's good, talented offense to win the game? And yeah, I will give LSU the edge on that one. Memphis taking on Florida State, also at noon game at ESPN. Florida State is favored by -6.5. So now what? After Florida State gone 0-2, now you're going to play a good Memphis team? Am I picking Florida State? And I'm going to do it. I'm going to pick Florida State, and they're going to win it by 6. And if you guys lose yet again against Memphis, How about this? For the first time ever in college football history, or maybe in the program history, that they have lost 3 games in a row against unranked teams. Georgia Tech, Boston College, and if they lose to Memphis, that's huge. That would probably mean their chances to win an ACC title, it's gone. There's no chance for them to win the ACC. And speaking of Boston College, surprisingly, they're ranked as 24th ranked team in the country. Boston College taking on the 6th ranked team in the country, Missouri. That game's on SEC, and I forgot what time that's going to be yet, but check that out. That game's going to be on SEC Network. Missouri's favored by -16, and it's because of how Boston College played again. Again, big win. Now can you go on the road to Missouri's house? Nope. Missouri wins it by 10. Here's why 10. I think Boston College's offense is going to be trying to keep this competitive, but I think Missouri's right there. They're going to win it by 10. This should be a good one. 9 ranked team in the country, Oregon, taking on Oregon State, 9:30 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Oregon is favored by -16.5. Again, Oregon ranked number from going from top 4 to top 7 to top 9. And it's because they're giving up these big games against Idaho, really close for losing, and then against Boise State, really close. Now they're taking on the undefeated Oregon State team that really surprised everybody with them and Washington State in the Pac-12 undefeated. That's incredible. But I don't think that undefeated streak is going to come to an end. I think Oregon will win it. I'm going to put it by 14. I just think the offense is going to get back on track. I think the defense is going to be the key against Oregon State. All right, this is a good one. Tulane versus 15th ranked team in the country, Oklahoma, 8:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Oklahoma is favored by -13. Tulane should have won that game, and I'm going to do this. Sorry, Jerry. I know you're an Oklahoma fan, but I'm pulling the upset alert. Ding, ding. I think Tulane wins it. I think the Green Wave get a big win on the road to Oklahoma State. Now, in Oklahoma, where the Sooners fans are going to make a lot of noise, and Tulane is going to make the biggest shocker to beat 15th ranked team in the country in Oklahoma. This game is a big game for Notre Dame. 18th ranked team in the country, Notre Dame taking on Purdue, 3:30 p.m. Eastern on CBS, Paramount Plus. Notre Dame is favored by -9.5. I'm going to say Notre Dame wins it by 10. I think they make this game even closer, but Notre Dame is Notre Dame. They'll get back on track. And then Texas A&M taking on Florida at 3:30 p.m. Eastern on ABC, ESPN Plus. Texas A&M is favored by -3. I'm going to go by Texas A&M wins it by 6. And this would be one of those, the Florida Gators are going to fire their head coach. Well, we'll see how it goes. Keep an eye on. This is another segment where you can keep an eye on these games that maybe could be some sneaky good ones. 13th ranked team in the country, Oklahoma State taking on Tulsa at 12 p.m. on ESPN2. Oklahoma State is favored by -18.5. I'm going to go Oklahoma State. The Cowboys win it by 18. Arkansas State taking on 17th ranked team in the country, Michigan, 12 p.m. Eastern on BTN. Michigan's favored by 23, and they're going to redeem themselves. They're going to win it by 26. Washington State versus Washington. The Apple rivalry, Washington versus Washington State. That's going to be a good one. That's going to be on 3:30 p.m. on Peacock. Washington is interesting. This team is favored by 4.5. I'm going to say they win it by 5. So Washington wins it by 5. This was a good one. West Virginia taking on Pitt, 3:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. West Virginia is favored by -1.5. I think West Virginia wins this one by 5. Again, they're really going to be that good. I just think they're going to win it. Before I get to the other game, I just got a score update. The Bills just keep on rolling. A pick 6. The Bills are up 31-10 over the Dolphins. That's your 15 seconds. So let's get back on it. 12th team in the country, Utah taking on Utah State at 4:30 p.m. on CBS Sports Network. Utah is favored by -18.5. I say Utah wins it by 16. Ole Miss taking on Wake Forest, the 5th team in the country. Not Wake Forest, Ole Miss. That game's on 6:30 p.m. on the CW Network. Mississippi is favored by 22.5. I'm going to say they'll win it by 25. UTSA taking on the 2nd-ranked team in the country, Texas, who get a big win on the road in the Big House against Michigan, 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Texas is favored by 35.5. I'm going to say they win it by 38. Number 1 team in the country, Georgia, taking on Kentucky at 7:30 p.m. That game is going to be on ABC, ESPN Plus. Georgia's favored by -22, and I'm going to say Georgia wins it by 24. This is a good one. Indiana taking on UCLA, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on NBC and Peacock. Indiana's favored by -3. I'm going to go with UCLA. The guy, Deshaun Foster, who's a former Panther. Let's go, Deshaun Foster. Get yourself a good win. I think Deshaun Foster is going to get his first win in the Big Ten against a good Indiana Hoosiers team who are led by a coach who did give James Madison an undefeated run. Does that going to matter? I think UCLA wins that one. Underdog games. Let's start with, let's keep going. UCF taking on TCU, 7:30 p.m. on Fox. UCF is favored by -1. I think TCU wins it by 3. Maryland versus Virginia at 8 p.m. Eastern on ACC Network. Maryland is favored by -2.5, and I'm going to say Maryland wins it by 3. App State versus East Carolina at 4 p.m. Eastern on ESPNU. App State is favored by -1.5, and I think App State wins it by 4. BYU taking on Wyoming at 9 p.m. on CBS Sports Network. BYU is favored by -10. I think BYU wins it by 11. Rice versus Houston at 8 p.m. on ESPN Plus. Houston is favored by -5, and I think Houston wins it by 4. And now to the game of the week. It's Deion Sanders in Colorado taking on Jay Norrell's Colorado State. Yes, the Rocky, the Rocky Mountain rivalry. So here we are. Colorado versus Colorado State at 7:30 p.m. on CBS. Colorado's favored by -7. And I would hopefully watch that game because this is really going to be a good one. Because remember, last year it was a classic. You remember last year? Check that out. That was really a good classic. But who I think is going to win it? I think Colorado wins it. I think they get back on track. I'm going to say they win this by 6. They win it by 6 against Colorado State. That is it for today, folks, and enjoy some college football. As always, my name is Julian Rico. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.